Hi guys, it's Julie. Welcome back to my wonderful BC life. I'm back today with my Friday weekly weight loss journey update. So let's see what I got done this week. I certainly got a lot of walking in. On my app, actually, there was you get little badges for if you do something that you've never done before. And it's hard for me to believe that I've never done this before, because I would have thought I had done it when Dave and I were walking all of the time, but I guess we had never done quite that many steps 7 days in a row, because I had reached my goal of 20,000 steps a day 7 days in a row. I got a new badge on my health app, so that was pretty good. Yay me. Anyway, like I say, I've gotten in so many walks this week, some of them with Dave, some without, depending on whether he was available. But Friday he was home, and we walked all of the way from here to Departure Bay Beach and back. Now, if you know anything about Nanaimo, you know that, first of all, that's quite a distance because we're out on Jingle Pot Road. And that it's not only a long distance, but when you're coming back, it's all uphill. The downhill part is not so bad, but the uphill is like, oh my God, when is this hill ever going to end? But nonetheless, we persevered. The only time we did stop when we got to Departure Bay Beach, and we sat for maybe 10 minutes, used the washrooms and had our, some water, and then head back up. And part way up the hill, which is a very long, extended hill, we stopped at a bench and maybe had maybe a 5-minute break or so, and a few more sips of water, and then we kept going. And then we did stop at one other bench once we had gotten all the way up to the top of the hill, and we sat there for, like I say, maybe 5 minutes and carried on from there. So like I say, 22,464 steps on Friday. An excellent day. Then Saturday, we did 20,039 steps. That was the day that we walked from Lindley Point down to Caudle Lake and then back. And when you're doing the part where you're coming back, there are a lot of uphills. It seems like you go up a hill, you're just catching your breath from that hill, and it's flat for like maybe a moment or so, and then the next thing you know, you're hitting another hill, and it does that over and over again. So that was a pretty tiring hike there, but nonetheless, we got our steps in, so we were happy about that. Sunday, 21,027 steps. We were up in Parksville, and we did walk around up there, and we also walked on the Parkway Trail down to what used to be the visitor center, and then we crossed over and went through some of the subdivisions and came back. So between the two walks, it was 21,027 steps. Now Monday, I got in 22,846 steps. Part of that was me. I parked the car over by HomeSense, and I walked to Lantzville. Well, Lantzville's not technically that far, but nonetheless, it's far enough. I got quite a few steps in, and I walked down to the beach. At the end of this video, I will have some footage of things that I've seen and, places that I went, so be sure to hang in there and see those. So I, like I say, got in quite a few steps there. And then when Dave came home from work, we had supper, and then we went out for another long walk. And like I say, between the one and the other, it was 22,846 steps on Monday. Tuesday, I did a different hike that I'd never done this exact thing before. I went down the Parkway Trail past the visitor center, and if you keep going, you'll pass Wellington Road or Wellington Street. I forget whether it's street or road. You go past that, and you keep on going down to where Jinglepot Road hits the Parkway again, like it hits it in two different spots. So there I crossed over, and I had done this walk once before, sort of, but this time there was something different. As I was walking along, I sort of looked down and I thought, that looks like that could be, like they're extending the Parkway Trail throughout the town. And I looked down and thought, that looks like an extension of the Parkway Trail. I knew that there's this little Jinglepot Road. It's so confusing. It's like all over the place. If you turn to your left, there's a part of Jinglepot Road down there. And what I did was, I have walked down there once before because I thought maybe you could walk along there, but at that time you couldn't. I had to turn around and come back. But this time I walked down there, and yes, this time the Parkway Trail was down there. It's not paved down at that end yet. I imagine it will be soon, but it was nonetheless all ready to be paved basically. And I walked down there. I've got some footage from that a little bit too. And like I say, that was an interesting walk, and I got a lot of steps in there. And that was 21,044 steps. And then on Wednesday, I got 21,039 steps. To be honest, I forget what I did that day. Might have been walking up to meet Dave and back, or no, if I walked up to meet him, I wouldn't have been walking back. I would have gotten a ride, but it might have been that, and then he and I going for a walk after. Thursday, I walked up to Lindley Valley and walked around there, and I've got some footage from that too. And then I walked down to meet Dave that day, and then I went for a walk with Dave in the evening. So 21,737 steps on Thursday. So that was my steps for the week. Now, the next question is, how did I do on the dreaded scale? I always worry about that. I fret like you would not believe when it comes to stepping on that scale. I've always hated it. But anyway, it was kind to me this week. I was quite pleased with that. I mean, I would personally love to lose that every week, but I know that there will be weeks when I won't. But nonetheless, I was down 3.4 pounds this week. I was so excited. It's like, yay! I feel like I'm really getting there. And so now my total for 3 weeks of doing what I'm doing, I am down 9.4 pounds. So that is, in my personal opinion, that's pretty darned impressive. That's a lot of weight to have lost within such a short period of time. And bear in mind, we're still eating like popcorn and stuff like that on the weekends, I'm not just, always eating diet food either, like I'm eating some things that are good, trying to cut back on the sugar, I think, is the main thing. Trying to cut back on the sugar is key for me, I find. But anyway, like I say, I had a very good week. I'm very pleased, and I've just got to keep it up. And if I can keep up this pace, especially now at this time of the year when the weather is good here, then I should be able to hopefully get quite a bit of weight off. And then when it comes to the rainier season, I don't know, I'll just have to find a way of somehow keeping myself active even during the rainy seasons, because I think that's what gets me. The combination of the rainy season that lasts for at least a few months here makes it hard to get out. And, it just, between that and I was having really bad problems. I mean, my back is still bad, but I was having even worse problems with my back before I started seeing a chiropractor. It was so bad that I could barely stand at the counter to make dinner. you know, I would have to start making it, go sit down, and then get back up and try again. And so that's how bad that was. So like I say, the chiropractor has helped a lot. The type of problems that I have with my back, there's a limit to what even he can do, but nonetheless, he has helped me in the ways that he can. And I intend to continue to see him on an ongoing basis to try and keep my back as good as it can be. So anyway, like I say, it's things like that that caused me to gain the weight in the first place. And now I just have to make sure I get it off, and this time learn that lesson of what it was that caused it and don't let it happen again. So anyway, that's my video for this week. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and become a member of my YouTube family. And also, be sure to hit the notification bell and set it to all so you don't miss any of my uploads. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're all healthy and that you're happy. I would like to thank you for joining me today. And until next time, bye-bye.
There's more on there. The goose is
Yeah. Let's see if he attacks somebody else. I don't think he dares attack that goose, does he? He's got an attitude problem. We're at Rath River Provincial Park in Parksville, and there's some deer right here off the path. I don't know if you can see it. There's another one there. There's 3 in here. Right now I'm seeing 2. Where's the 3rd one, Dave? So cute. There's the 3rd deer heading into the forest. So cute. I love deer. They're just beautiful. And off he goes. Heading down to the beach at Lantzville. nice little bench right here. I could sit on that, but I kind of want a better view. So I'm going down lower and seeing if I can find a nice log to sit on. I heard somebody posting on Facebook not long ago that there was some orca in the area. Not sure if they're still around or if they're long gone by now. Somebody out there windsurfing. Perfect day for that. It is definitely breezy out there. Decided to park my car over at the plaza where HomeSense is, and I walked into Lantzville, and now I'm at the beach in Lantzville, and you can see how beautiful it is. Just gorgeous. I'd love to live in Lantzville if I could just find a way of getting something here for a semi-reasonable price would be nice, but it's a very popular spot, so I don't imagine that's going to happen anytime soon. I think it would take a miracle. But anyway, I'm enjoying my afternoon. It's a nice sunny day, albeit a little windy as you can tell. But nonetheless, I'm out getting in my steps for today. I'm going to try and get in 15,000 steps right now. And when I'm done doing that, I'll go home and rest up a bit, and then Dave and I are going to go for a walk after supper and get our voting done. So anyway, that's what I'm up to today. Couldn't help but notice this as I was walking by. A very rustic old play area. And look at this, we've got the old Tonka trucks down here and the rocks for the trucks to lift up. What a cute little display. And up here they've got the Dorothy Cameron Community Library. Stay a while, play, have a look, take away or leave a book. Isn't that cute? Just adorable. You used to be able to park your car down here and just sit and look out at the water. I'm not sure quite why, but they decided to take that away. And now there's this very nice, mind you, little park in here. Check it out. This is the first time I've checked it out. I knew they took away the parking spot. There are other parking spots, but not that many for people to sit and look out at the water. But let's check out what we've got here. Not sure what kind of tree that is, but some sort of a tree. Got a spot here to tie bikes up. And the bench. And a rock commemorating the Lantzville coal mine. There's a picture of the coal mine and there's information about it. Out over here, let's see. Birds like to sit out on these, and I forget what the story is behind this, but there is a reason why these are here, and they're quite historic actually. They're there for a reason when they originally were. sort of a boatway out there. It looks like it could be a fishing boat of sorts, I think. Hard to say for sure from here, but I would say that that's what it is some sort of a fishing boat between here and the Sunshine Coast. I've walked down here before, but I don't remember ever seeing this on the bench. Look at this. A big bunny rabbit. Looks like he's been here a while, definitely during rain at the very least. And there is, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, there is a memorial here in loving memory. It's an Indian name, East Indian type name, I can't exactly pronounce it. Well, the last two parts I can. But anyway, I don't know if that has anything to do with the bunny, but another strange thing that I see when I'm out walking. It's not uncommon to come across these all over the town. Just seems like the homeless use them all the time, but the part I don't understand is why they don't just keep them, but they have a tendency to just dump them here and there, and it's no wonder you have to pay to use a grocery cart now, because you can see that they lose a lot of money having to replace these carts. I crossed over to the other side of the parkway and I found the new section of the Nanaimo Parkway Trail. It's not even completed yet. As you can see, it's still gravel, but I'm sure it will be paved at some point. And here's the new bridge that goes over the Millstone River, which is what I walked over a little while back. There's the river down below. This is the same river that goes through Bowen Park. I've done videos on Bowen Park and it's just beautiful down there. The same river leads right to it. There it is on this side. There's the river right there. And I was There's a snake up ahead. I see him. See if I can get closer. He went into the rocks. Somebody put a peanut here on this post. I'm surprised nothing has eaten it. You'd think something would have come along to eat that.
Bonus here, exit.
Yeah.
You guys see the seal through this close.
Just